Hello and welcome to this first in a series of videos about the truth of Snake Crane Wing Chun. I've been involved in teaching and training and researching this art for nigh on 30 years. And in that time, I've seen many masters and researchers come and go, laying out their various theories about the origin story of where Wing Chun came from, as well as the theory and the tactics and the strategies of what the real purpose or the original purpose of this art was, ranging from it being a battlefield martial art or a method to assassinate high-ranking individuals in the government, and also it being an add-on martial art for more comprehensive fighting styles. Most recently, Wing Chun being attached to the secret societies and used for various rebellious activities has once again risen in the form of Se Hoc or Snake Crane Wing Chun. If this all sounds very familiar, it's because it's the same narrative being repeated over the past decade, just dressed up in different guises by the same people. Before addressing each one of the claims of these researchers, I think it's important that we first give a broad overview of the style. According to Snake Crane Wing Chun's oral history, the style found its beginnings during the 19th century within the Red Boat Opera. In particular, a performer named Sun Gum, who was not only a martial artist but also an actor, played a significant role in the development of this style. This was a turbulent time in China's history, in particular the Taixing Rebellion, and this disrupted the opera's activities. This also had a knock-on effect to Wing Chun being taught supposedly amongst his troupe and drove the style underground. Lord Taiwan came from an affluent family in Foshan, and in those days practicing martial arts such as Wing Chun was a privilege of the elite. Subsequently, Lord Taiwan invited Sun Kam to his home to stay and teach him the style of Snake Crane Wing Chun, which helped create this bond, this partnership that allowed these styles to be preserved, albeit within the Law family. Lord Taiwan served under the Canton warlord Li Fok Lam and eventually returned to Foshan after the wars. He practiced Chinese medicine while continuing the family tradition of Wing Chun in private. Now, some narratives suggest that in the 1930s, Lord Taiwan's son, Lord Ting Chau, brought the art to Hong Kong. He worked as a police officer and passed the family's knowledge to his son, Law Chiu Wing. Now, Law Chiu Wing wasn't a practitioner, or not just a practitioner of Snake Crane Wing Chun, but he had an interest in many other styles, such as Choi Li Fat, Tai Chi, and even Seven-Star Praying Mantis. Despite his expansive knowledge, Law Chiu Wing adhered to tradition. He taught only a small group of dedicated students and kept his family's style hidden from the public eye. This wasn't just about secrecy, but it was also about maintaining the integrity and quality of the art. A small caveat, despite this being the official narrative, according to Lord Ting Chau himself, Lord Chiu Wing did not teach him Snake Crane Wing Chun. This was actually passed on to him by his grandmother, not his father. It wasn't until 2006 that Snake Crane Wing Chun finally became accessible to the public at large. With the support of Master Law Chiu Wing, one of his senior disciples, Mok Sifu, opened his first school in Hong Kong. Other practitioners of note are Lawrence Yun, Wayne Young, Sammy Ho, Jason Yun, and a gentleman named Rick Wong from Toronto, Canada, who is in fact Law Sifu's oldest and most senior student currently practicing the Snake Crane Wing Chun style. Despite that, even today, Snake Crane Wing Chun remains a lesser known style compared to some of the other branches. For decades, it was reserved for the loyal and dedicated students, passed down through small trusted circles, as was the wish of Law Sifu. So where exactly does that leave us today? How can one learn more about Snake Crane Wing Chun or even train this rare style? Let's take a closer look at that. It's important to note that while Law Sifu is still alive and active, he has not appointed a new head of the Snake Crane Wing Chun family. In fact, Law Sifu himself said there is no Zhongmun or head of the style, and there never was actually. He pointed out that even he himself is not the Zhongmen. Now that we've explored some of the history of Snake Crane, let's look at what defines his style, what makes it unique, and how does it fit in within the broader tapestry of Wing Chun Kuen. After reviewing the secret notes of the Snake Crane Wing Chun style and speaking with experienced practitioners including Law Sifu himself, it's clear that despite some dramatic claims and narratives, that Snake Crane Wing Chun is fundamentally constructed and applied like all of the other established styles and lineages that come under the Wing Chun banner. This particular style consists of the core elements you expect to see of one practicing Wing Chun Kuen, such as the 3 empty-handed forms, wooden dummy, chi sao, the long pole and the knives. Strategically, tactically and mechanically, Snake Crane Wing Chun mirrors what is considered typical Wing Chun Kuen. It doesn't emphasize any so-called internal elements like those found in Taiji, Bagua, or all those other kind of related styles. Although there are some elements within those notes that refer to this kind of like internal training, they're very few and far between and are clearly a later development within the style, not one from its original conception. But make no mistake, that doesn't detract from its legitimacy or effectiveness. If anything, it highlights its rightful place alongside the other Wing Chun lineages as a highly functional and disciplined martial art. Snake Crane Wing Chun is a testament to the resilience of martial arts traditions, preserved through war, migration and changing times. It's a style rich in its own family history and philosophy and adds another interesting wrinkle into Wing Chun's tapestry. However, any claims made about Snake Crane Wing Chun being the predominant or original lineage from which all of the other Wing Chun styles came from is based on a lack of research, knowledge with a sprinkle of confirmation bias, and something that we'll be going over in detail in the following installments. Any questions, I welcome them, put them in the comments, and see you in the next one.